Guys, James Harden is in Cleveland. He brought Travis Scott. He's going to bring Lil Baby. But can he bring them what matters most? A championship.
After one game, we going to the young. What are we doing? DM, JH, what the?
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Guys, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Harden's first game as a Cavalier. We're going to talk about how he elevates his teammates. And be sure to stay tuned for the one thing that Harden must do to make this trade a success for both the Cavaliers and James Harden. By now, we've all heard the news that James Harden has been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He had his first game the other night against the Sacramento Kings, and they had a good showing, and most importantly, they won the game. He had 23 and 8, he hit 5 threes, and he really showed up for the Cavaliers down the stretch when they really needed him. We know James Harden goes, he brings out the rappers, so Travis Scott was in attendance. Cavaliers fans, I'm sure Lil Baby will be in attendance as well for future home games. So just so you know what to expect with James Harden, he brings the crowd with him and he brings the energy. So that's going to be there. And let's be clear, he is an upgrade from Darius Garland. Even at 36 years old, he's 10 years older than Darius Garland. He's more durable than Garland. He's a better pick and roll player, and he's a better isolation scorer. Even at 36. That's how good James Harden is, and that's why he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. His playmaking and isolation scoring was all on display in the game against the Kings. We can see his isolation scoring here. He does a little tween just to size up his defender, and he kind of has like several moves out of this little tween size up that he does. He can either go by you, so with his left hand go by you, or he can cross over to the right, beat you. Once he beats you, he kind of has you on his hip, and he's going to force you to foul him. We all know the James Harden sweep through that everybody in the NBA does now. That started with James Harden. He's the reason why Tyrese Maxey does it, why Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all these guys, Jalen Brunson. Harden started that, and it's all set up through this move that he does. And then if he doesn't want to go by you, he just does a step back three, which is his signature. That's also what he brought to the NBA. He brought the signature step back, and that's how he scored his first bucket against the Sacramento Kings, his first bucket as a Cavalier. James Harden is the ultimate weapon on offense. That's just what he does. Has he lost a step? Yes, but he's still averaging 25 and 8 on the season. And that's the reason that Donovan Mitchell wanted him on the team. Not only is he an upgrade offensively, but he's also durable. James Harden rarely misses games. Basketball is life for him. Like, he is not gonna miss a game unless he is really injured. I watched the game against the Sacramento Kings. What I liked about James Harden's game is that even though he started off slow, he kept with it. He kept with it until he finally found his rhythm, and once some shots started falling, the rest was history. He came up clutch down in the fourth quarter. It was a tight game against the Kings. Also, side note, you shouldn't be in a tight game against the Kings, but it's his first game, so I'll give him a little bit of slack. They were also missing Evan Mobley. Speaking of Evan Mobley, one of the big benefits of having James Harden is that he's going to unlock both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. We see what James Harden did with playing with guys like Joel Embiid, playing with Ivica Zubac. He completely elevated both of their games. He made Joel Embiid, well, he didn't make Joel Embiid, but he helped Joel Embiid become an MVP, his MVP year. I think James Harden has a lot to do with raising the value of Ivica Zubac, and the reason that he's going to be a great piece on the Pacers, and he's going to get himself a lot of money going forward in the future. He completely dissects the defense once he gets the pick and roll. He can hit you with the step back, with the lob pass, with the pocket pass to the big. He is just an elite pick and roll player, and that's what Evan Mobley and Jared Allen thrive off of. They thrive off of lob passes, pocket passes. There's no one better in the league than James Harden at making these passes, in my opinion. It's up there with him and Luka Doncic, but James Harden is an amazing pick and roll player. He's going to unlock both Mobley and Jared Allen. I'm seeing a lot on the internet talking about, oh, this makes the Cavaliers the worst defensive team. Guys, Darius Garland was no defensive stopper. So I don't see why, having another non-defensive player is going to make the Cavs defense any worse. Now, does James Harden take plays off defensively? Yes, but again, he's not that much of a drop-off, if a drop-off at all, from Darius Garland on defense. Both those guys are just, they're not defenders, and that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but that's just what they are. So going forward this season, I fully expect Harden to be going off, playing his game, getting guys involved, scoring when needed. He's going to take a lot of pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, those guys. He's going to make this team better. please don't be mistaken on that. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavaliers elevate to like the 2 or the 1 seed. That's how good they are. That's how good James Harden is going to elevate this team. But this brings me to the one thing that James Harden must do to make this trade a success. James Harden is an amazing regular season NBA player. And get this, I'm not even going to say he doesn't show up at all in the playoffs. I fully expect that James Harden can win you at least one game in the playoffs. He might go off for 35 or 40 in one of those games in the playoffs, in the first or second round. My only thing with James Harden is when it gets to game 6, game 7, when you need him the most, that's when he disappears. And it's happened virtually on every single team that he's been on in recent history. In games like 1, 2, and 3, he'll be hooping. He'll be, playing like his regular self. But when it gets down to game 6 and 7, that's when like he goes 2 for 10 or like 1 for 7 and finishes with 7 or 8 points. Don't believe me? Look at the last game that he had with the Clippers last season in the playoffs where he just did not show up. Like when they needed him the most, he scored like below 10 points or just around that. Then I go back to his tenure with the Sixers, game 6 or 7 against the Boston Celtics. He just doesn't show up when you need him most. But in that same series, in game 1 or 2, he drops like 40 points in Boston without Joel Embiid. So it's like, can you just keep this same energy? That's what I need James Harden to do. He needs to keep the same energy that he has in the regular season in the playoffs. And again, this isn't just a James Harden problem. Like this happens to a lot of stars within the NBA. But specifically with him, it's just like, it's as sure as the night is dark, this man just disappears when you need him the most. I challenge James Harden, and I'm trying to give the Cavaliers fan base some heads up. Like, guys, you need to make sure that Harden, I don't know how you guys can do it, but the coaching staff or some of his teammates, they need to make sure that he keeps up that same production, that same level of assertiveness when it matters most, and that is in the late games of playoff series. Can he give you that 25 and 8 throughout the entirety of the playoffs? That is the key for James Harden making this trade to the Cavaliers a success. If he can do that, the Cavaliers have a legitimate shot at a championship. That's just the truth. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be right. I'm out.